So usually when a chairman has had enough at a club, they put the club up for sale, someone else comes in and the club carries on. But this club, they're just finishing at the end of this season regardless. They're not selling the club on to anyone else, it's just finishing. And that club is Thurrock FC. So the club was founded by a guy called Tommy South. He's currently still the chairman today, and no, he's not like 150 years old. The club was only founded in 1985, so 33 years ago, and it's had the same owner ever since. So the club was actually founded under a different name. It was called Purfleet FC, but they changed the name to Thurrock to better reflect the area that they were in, which is in Aveley, which is in Essex. So the club has been in non-league for the entirety of its history. The highest up it's been was into the National League South around 10 years ago. But last season it was in the Bostik League North, the 8th tier, and they got promoted out of the playoffs. 1-0 victory in the playoff final against Maldon Tiptree saw them promoted up to the Bostik League Premier Division, which is where they are right now. So the owner and chairman, Tommy South, was unfortunately diagnosed with cancer at the start of this season and put the club up for sale. Unfortunately, no one has been found to buy the club so far, and now that the club has passed the 31st of March deadline, which means that they have to register to take part next season, they have handed in their resignation from the Bostik League, and it's a really disappointing time. Tommy South fortunately is in remission from cancer, and I hope that he does get fully well soon. But it is really sad to see that this club is not going to function next season. The reasons that Tommy South has stated for him basically closing the club down is because he wants to focus on other interests, and his health and his family do come first. But as the club was up for sale at the start of the season, they've not found someone that wants to take the club forward in the way that Tommy South wants that to happen. And yeah, he decided just to resign the club from the league. And it is sad to see. The club, in terms of its fan base, it is the 3rd lowest in the 7th tier with just 154 average attendance for this season. So there's not a massive fan base for it to fall back on. A lot of clubs, if there's an owner that wants to leave, then they can go fan owned or they can go down a different route. This club, with such a small fan base, is going to struggle through that route really. Their manager Mark Stimson was appointed in 2012, and he's been very successful at the club. They got playoffs for 3 years in a row before their promotion last season up to the Bostik League Premier, and he stated that actually surviving in this league this year is a bigger success than them getting promoted last year because of all the things that they've got to go against. And currently they're doing really well. They're sat just below mid-table, but they're doing very, very well. They set themselves a point target at the start of the season of 46 to stay in the league, and they're currently on 54, which is fantastic. And with only one relegation spot in this league, they were never going to go down mathematically. But with the club resigning from the league, it does bring up the question, what is going to happen with relegation this season? Because there is only one relegation spot due to the restructuring of the 7th and 8th tier. So essentially Thurrock will occupy that relegation place by default, meaning that whoever finishes bottom of the table will automatically stay up. The team that currently is bottom of the league, which is Tooting and Mitcham, have got nothing to worry about relegation wise. That's what would make sense in my head. I don't know the actual definite answer as to whether this is going to be the case, but it's an incredible situation where potentially a league has got no teams relegated. The team that finishes bottom of the league will stay in that league. This is like some MLS stuff here. This is this is absolutely crazy. Now the estate agents that are in charge of selling off the ground, which is called Ship Lane, they have actually had some interesting parties which may be interested in continuing the ground as a football stadium. So whether that's creating a new football club to play there, whether that's moving a different club into that stadium, it's an interesting idea, and I'm not really too sure whether it will happen or not, but it's something that has been mentioned. But the estate agents have said that all of the balls are still up in the air, so we don't know anything for definite just yet. So the site itself is made up of a 3,500 capacity stadium and then 2 separate training pitches. Now less than 10 miles away from Ship Lane is Grays Athletic. They're a team that play in the 8th tier currently, and they have actually opened their doors to all of the Thurrock youth teams. They've put out articles praising all the Thurrock youth teams, and they've said that because these youth teams will no longer have a club to be affiliated to, because Thurrock are essentially going to just disappear, Grays Athletic have said to them, we want to expand our youth system and we'll put our name onto these youth teams. So instead of these youth teams being a Thurrock youth team, they're now going to be a Grays youth team, which is interesting. 10 miles between the two clubs, and yeah, I'm not really too sure if I was a player at that club how I would feel about that transfer of name, but ultimately it still allows him to carry on as a youth player, and I think that's a positive thing. But anyway, should more be done to help save this club? It is a shame for the fans that the club is just closing down. But anyway, let me know your thoughts on this whole situation in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed this video, remember to hit that like button, try and get 200 likes on this video. If we can, that would be awesome. Also, thank you very much for hitting 4,500 subscribers. That is insane. Literally, it's insane. The support has been insane in the last few months, and yeah, hopefully that can continue. Can we get to 5,000 subscribers by the end of the season? That would be unbelievable. Try and get non-league pushed out to as many different people as possible. Also, go and follow my Instagram and Twitter. They're right there on the screen. I'm going to be putting a lot more content over there, different exclusive content that you won't see on this YouTube channel. And I'll also be keeping you up to date over on those platforms of when I'm going to be uploading to this channel. So yeah, go and follow that if you're interested. So yeah, hope to see you next video, and thanks for watching.